Hello, you're back with Beatle. We're back on Survivor.io. Today we're going to be going through the trial mode mega challenge. There it is. Before we jump in, I'm just going to show you exactly what my loadout is in case it is of interest or helpful to you. So I have got the light chaser back out, level 47, tier 2. My tech parts also, which could be of use to know, all on the epic level. I ideally would actually like to switch out the energy diffuser with the football, but the football is just sort of the plain epic, whereas this is level 2, and as you can see, this has plus 300 attack, whereas the drone, for example, just has plus 120, as it's just a basic epic. So I'm keeping the energy diffuser just whilst I get the football leveled up. But there is my loadout, and we'll jump straight into the mega challenge, the farm challenge, which is the second stage. You get some really good loot from the mega challenges, but they are very difficult. It took me a lot of attempts to do the city challenge, and I had to use a lot of my revives as well. But that was a week or so ago, so we'll see how we get on in this one. Hopefully I've leveled up a bit since then. You also have attack plus 20% at full HP, but mobs don't flinch, so they don't move back at all. So thankfully we get the light chaser as the first upgrade. We'll just try and get that leveled up as much as possible. Second upgrade already. Let's get the drone. Obviously would love to try and get the destroyer as soon as possible. So from memory, I think it starts off relatively easy. You sort of get led into a false sense of security. Let's get the RPG, and I say that because I know it's the bosses that are tricky rather than the actual mobs themselves. It starts off relatively easy, but once you get to the boss stage, it is another 15-minute stage, and the bosses at the end are what are tricky, and that's what will generally do the damage and kill you. But we'll see how we get on there. I'm going to refresh this. I don't really want to use any of those, and I ideally want to find the other drone to get the destroyer, and that is very unfortunate, but we'll get the drill shot. Actually, that's a very good weapon to have. So I will be carrying on with my weapon damage comparison series, just well, I'll call this Hippo first, but just as long as I get the Void gun, which hopefully won't be too far away. But also I accidentally merged my kunai, and I didn't realize once it's downgraded you can't get it back, which is very unfortunate, so I'm trying to get that back as well. And once I've got those, that series will continue, as I am still very interested to see what does the most in the different events. And just about getting to level 6, there it is. Let's upgrade the drill shot here. Zombies incoming. Could do with that white drone just so we can at least get the destroyer. At least we've still got 2 slots left, so there is a bit of a saving grace if we can't get it on the next one. Still no, at least we've got the light chaser all the way up to level 5 already, so let's try and get the evo for that. I know the evo for the light chaser is very strong. It seems like it's going to be really easy, but I know that it can get quite tricky. And I'll just get the guardian here. I think that's probably the best out of those 3. None of them were ideal. I'll get the ammo thruster here, actually, just so we can get the drill shot evo upgrade once we get that one more level up. I do also want to thank you all for the recent support on my Survivor.io videos. I'm getting a lot of likes and comments and even views in general, I suppose. Level up here. Oh my gosh, they're all pretty bad there. Might get... You know what, I'm actually going to get the fitness guide, max HP plus 20%. Seems a bit overkill, but I just remember the bosses in this mega challenge are very tricky, so the more HP I have, the better. I was going to get the experience gain, but that might be a bit of a waste if I can get the full level up anyway. It's being this a 15-minute stage, generally, you're going to hit max level, so I think the max HP might be a bit better off in the long run. Wow, we can't get the destroyer, which is really unfortunate. I can't believe I didn't see that white drone once. That's so unlucky. Molotov or Durian or the gold gain. I suppose we're going to have to go Molotov, which is not ideal. Perhaps I could have just got the gold gain and waited out for the white drone, but who knows if I would have got lucky there or not. Let's get the Molotov there. Boss assault. So first boss comes at the 3-minute mark, and you'll just see they've got a lot more HP. Perhaps I would have been better off using the kunai, but obviously I actually don't have that weapon anymore after I merged it with something else, and now I can't get it back, so that's unfortunate, but I am doing my best to try and get that back. And as you can see, this Donald Trump boss is absolutely killing me with his telephones. Just trying to avoid them the best I can now, rather than trying to direct my light chaser to do the damage, as he's hit me quite a few times, so that's not ideal. He is nearly dead, but it's more just the damage that they do than anything, which is why the kunai is probably the best weapon to face this mega challenge with. There we go, he's dead though. What did we get? Battle Bravery. Deal more damage the longer player stays unwounded up to 2 times, resets to 1 times when damaged, and monsters gain haste. Not ideal, so we're going to do more damage when we're not damaged, which we are, but the monsters move quicker in general, which isn't going to be ideal. Let's type A drone. That's not too bad. You know what, we'll get the type A drone as well. Generally they do quite a bit of damage, and wow, they are moving quite a bit quicker, so we'll have to hope for the best here. Hope I actually can complete this. I know I get a few sort of revivals. Let's get the RPG there. Probably should try and get that leveled up a bit more. That might be our main damage dealer to the boss, when I can't use the light chaser, or I'm sort of running away, that sort of thing. Just about surviving. Even the mobs have got a lot harder here, and we may as well upgrade the Molotov here just to try and get our damage output as high as possible for these. I do know I'm probably quite underleveled for these mega challenges. I mean, I'm only on chapter 11 or 12 on the main story, and I've sort of been speaking to people in the comments who are on chapter 50 plus, so I know I've got a long way to go. Let's get the HE fuel here. I think that can upgrade the RPG. And is also pretty helpful for the majority of the weapons we have. Let's get the Molotov again. I know that can actually be quite good for bosses, just because you can see how big the fire radius is already. So the bosses generally are always going to be stood in the fire. Let's get the let's go for the RPG. I think we need just the damage as high as possible. For the bosses. Big fan of the energy cube in general, so I think I'll get that whilst I can, just so I know that I'll always be able to upgrade that as we move along. And wow, these mobs are absolutely closing in on me. That fox I didn't even see, and there's my first death. So one of the perks of I think it's the armor that I get is that I get 1 revival, so that was that, and we get the drill upgrade. Perfect. Now I just need to try and actually survive as long as I can here. Maybe I have bitten off a bit more than I can chew, but we'll get the whistling arrow. We will try to complete it still. Zombies incoming. Jeez. Hopefully I can just about survive. It has sort of eased up a little bit, but whether or not that will last. Let's get the RPG there. And we'll get the Ronin just so we can get the light chaser upgrade. It's been a long time coming. Hopefully the next level up we'll get that as an option. We don't, which is unfortunate, but let's get the oil bond, the gold gain, just so we can get the Evo upgrade of the fire. Hopefully we get one of them in one of these upgrades. I always think it's quite random how sometimes you actually don't get the ability to do an Evo upgrade even though you should be able to. I'm not too sure though, so there we get the Eternal Light. I don't know if that's random or not, or if I'm missing something, please do let me know in the comments, but either way, in Indomitable we will get the Eternal Light, and hopefully that will help us out quite a bit, mainly with the mobs more than the boss, but every little helps. Here we go, level 29, and we will get the Type A drone upgraded and the Type A drone upgraded again, and there we get the 2 Evo upgrade, Sharkmore gun and Fuel Barrel. No idea why we couldn't see them beforehand. Let's get the Sharkmore gun first, as I think that will really help for the boss, which is going to be coming up. Either way, we get actually both of them before the boss, so all good there. You can see how handy having that fuel barrel is, mainly with the mobs more than anything, as they just can't get close. They die in the fire. I think actually having the tech part on that fuel barrel is actually really handy, so I'm glad I couldn't get rid of that, as it's actually proving its worth right now. So maybe that isn't a bad one to keep on, to be fair, so I might have to do a bit of playing around to see what is best and what isn't. The Guardian, perhaps having the tech part on that might not be ideal. If I've got the fuel barrel, the Guardian may not be the best, but I'll have to see what I can replace that with, and as I say, do a bit of playing around to try and find the best loadout there. And we'll have the next boss coming along in around 15 seconds. We'll get the Guardian here, might as well. Everything else isn't going to be that great. There's a magnet here which will certainly help us out, get with a few level ups. I'll get the HE fuel. I only gave us 1. I was sort of waiting for it to be a couple of levels, but it is what it is. Next boss, okay, we'll just try and survive. I always try and worry about doing as much damage as I can, as opposed to try and evading attacks, because look at that, they do so much damage. It's so hard. But I'll just try and keep my distance, not to worry about too much. And wow, have they already died? I wasn't even looking at their health, but there we go. Perks. Healing is doubled, monsters HP and attack up. That's all I need, so that's brilliant. That's all I need. Okay, hopefully actually when I say it was 15 minutes, perhaps this one isn't, perhaps it's just the 9 minutes. I think it is 369. There's usually 3 bosses, so maybe it's just a 9-minute stage. But let's see. On the lucky train here, and we get the bullet flight speed up. I always think that's quite a bad upgrade, but then I think the whistling arrow actually does quite a lot of damage, so maybe it's not too bad. Might as well get the guardian leveled up. I think that's the last weapon that I just need to get to level 5, and then I can focus on all the other upgrades here. Hopefully these... I died. I didn't even see. They must have done so much health, but I will revive. I've got 57 of these tokens, and they are very helpful. So I don't know actually how I died then. So I'll have to pay a bit more attention maybe. I think the enemies actually just do that much damage that even one little hit managed to pretty much knock me out. So I'll have to just try my best not to let anything get too close to me. I mean, having the destroyer would be so helpful here. There's a bomb there, so what I might do is just sort of stay near the bomb, and as and when enemies get close to me, I'll just run to the bomb, and hopefully that will save my life. So that's going to be my tactic, and I think it's not a bad tactic. You can certainly use those to your advantage. Here's a little mini boss elite, so I'll get the guardian there. I don't know if I can actually get the Evo upgrade of the guardian. I think having those bombs is actually really helpful, because there was another one to my left which I've just gone over, and I'll try and get this one to the right there as well as the enemies are coming in. It just gives me a bit more time to try and focus on that little mini boss, and there we go, he's dead. I think we actually have all of our weapons full now, so all the upgrades we can get are just the sort of passive ones. There we go, HE fuel, oil bond, and the energy cube. But they'll all help us out. Well, mainly the HE fuel and the attack speed upgrade. I think the guardian may actually be relatively useful, given that I've got the HE fuel full level. You can actually see the range is pretty massive. They're a lot bigger than when you first start. I didn't see that boss again. I think you only get 3 revives. It looks like you get quite a bit, but there's another revive. I'll get that magnet. I was just sort of saving some of the gems up. Let's get the damage received. I think that's a good one to try and get as well. None of those were that amazing. Let's look at the cooldown there. Damage received again. We'll just try and keep getting the damage received as high as possible, just so we might not die in one bullet next time. This pig, there's just so much going on the screen, it's hard to actually keep track of where you are and where the enemies are, but I think just about managing it here. There we go, little pig has died finally, and we got about 30 seconds until the last boss. What's that? Max HP, which is a good one as well. I think if we can get damage received and max HP up. I know when I first got that max HP, you were probably wondering why it looked like it was quite easy, but now you can see the damage that they do is massive, especially when you're quite under leveled as I am. So it all definitely helps. We'll get max HP plus 80%, so nearly doubled my HP with the damage reduced as well. So that will certainly help us out if enemies do manage to hit us, which it looks like they are, because apparently I'm absolutely blind when enemies are running at me. So not a great start. And there isn't a boss at the 9-minute mark, which I thought there was. There was one at 3, one at 6, but none at 9. So maybe it is 10 that they get to, or maybe we have to wait to 15. I'm actually not too sure. And I did see the butterfly. It did get quite late, but there is a lot of enemies on the screen here. So I'm not too sure if I'm going to be able to make this. I'm trying to actually move my way up without dying. Just about getting there. Do I try and get back down there to the chest? I just about manage it. That was as close as it could get without dying, I'll be honest, but we just about manage it, and we'll get the energy cube. So it actually looked like quite a good tactic, just to try and slowly work my way up with a light chaser, probably doing the bulk of the damage firing upwards. We might as well get the ammo thruster here for the bullet flight speed. That'll do a lot with the drill. I presume it will help other ones as well, but it's mainly for the drill damage wise. I suppose it would also help the light chaser. I assume it would affect that as well, with the speed of the sort of key blast that it fires out, moving quicker through the air. And here we go. So boss assault. I assume that this is going to be the last boss. I think I've only got 1 revive left. I'm not too sure, but I'll just try and evade their attacks. I'll keep moving as quickly as I can. I won't worry too much about getting the light chaser to do the damage. That's where I've got to face them. But I cannot see what is going on the screen here, and I am literally 1 HP. So, oh my god, the boss has so much HP left as well. Is this going to end well? Probably not, but we'll see what we can do. There we go. Do I get another revive? Okay, I think this is my last one. So let's see. And the boss is got the 90% of his HP left, so not a great start. I am just trying to concentrate here, just because there's so much going on the screen. It's really difficult to see where the bosses are, or where they're running to, and where I should be running to. But I'm going to do my best, and my best wasn't good enough. But there we go, that is the mega challenge, and you can see how tricky it is. Still killed 13,688. Maybe I just need to do a few more levels in the main chapter. So I'm only, as I say, not even completed chapter 12, so perhaps I'll do some more chapters in the next video. But I just thought I would demonstrate what the mega challenge is and how it actually does live up to its name. And if you're only on chapter 12 like I am, perhaps it is better to focus on either the main challenges in the trial mode or carrying on the main chapters. But hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have got this far, I do appreciate it. Please do like and subscribe, it really does help the channel out, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Thanks a lot.